George's Day, but we must also remember it's just 8 days after the tragedy to sport in general at Hillsborough, with an hour 95 pronounced dead. Also the flag at half-mast for Kenji, a stalwart forward at the Wigan club here. He died last week, aged 72. He had 31 caps for Great Britain, England and Great Britain. His last game was in 1954 at 37 years of age, and his career spanned 21 years. But Saints first out on the pitch, rain-sodden pitch. It was all right up to about 25 past 2, and then the rain came down, followed by a heavy hailstorm, and this is the result in the centre. So the second meeting against Wigan in 11 days, and also as we all know, we're playing this Saturday at Wembley in the Challenge Cup final. So the teams now: Saints number 1 Connolly, 2 Hunt, 3 Beavers, 4 Bailey, 5 Quirk, 6 Cooper, 7 Holding, 8 Evans, 9 Groves, 10 Harrison, 11 Farber, 12 Haggerty, 13 Dwyer, 14 Bluer and 15 Fieldhouse. Well, just being reiterated what I just said just a couple of minutes ago. Both teams and the officials in a minute's silence for the people that tragically lost their lives at Hillsborough, and also, as I said, for Kenji, a stalwart of the Wigan club. The Wigan team today: number 1 Hampson, 2 Tony Iro, 3 Kevin Iro, 4 Ellery Hanley, 5 Jed Byrne, 6 Richard Russell, 7 Bobby Golding, 8 Ian Lucas, 9 Nicky Kiss, 10 Adrian Shelford, 11 Dennis Betts, 12 Andy Platt, 13 Andy Goodway, with 14 Dean Bell and 15 Sean Wayne. Well, both teams with injury problems. The dynamic duo of Wigan, the half-back combination of Sean Edwards and Andy Gregory, both out injured with similar ankle injuries. Whether they will actually play at the hallowed turf at Wembley this Saturday, it's all depends if they come through a fitness check during the week. But they certainly could have done with a game this afternoon to get them back into the swing. Saints without Tony Burke, 43 stitches in his ear, inner and outer, and plastic surgery. But I can guarantee he'll be fit for next week. Steve Hampson kicks off and the game's underway. Les Quirk drives it up to the 25, solid tackling there, Andy Platt and Dennis Betts quickly in. Softening up process in the early minutes, as is the norm. Paul Groves attacked in half-back, but Stuart Evans wanted to get up there quickly. Neil Holding kicks downfield, and Saints, they're without a recognised goal kicker this afternoon. I suppose you could say Wigan are without a recognised goal kicker. But Wigan gather the ball and then lose it immediately. Solid Saints in the tackling. Ellery Hanley coming in. But it's Alan Hunt that came up with the ball. Andy Platt there being dragged out. An alleged too solid tackle from Andy Platt, but tempers getting a little frayed early on. Paul Groves earning his views. Ellery Hanley there in the thick of it. Certainly no punches pulled here today at Central Park. Captain Shane Cooper being brought out with Paul Groves. He was just hearing his views, the Wigan player going in there, and then Tempers getting a little frayed, but the penalty has been awarded to the Saints unless referee Carter decides to rule otherwise. No, he still holds his judgment there. An elbow, alleged elbow going in from Andy Platt. So Saints with the first penalty, and a tremendously deep kick there, just 10 yards from the Wigan line. Paul Groves, Evans coming through on the burst. Powering into, well, just a yard or so short. The ball's loose, is it? West Wigan have possession. So Stuart Evans being robbed of the ball there. It was Andy Platt that came up with it. So possession loss for Saints there. But referee Carter eases the penalty count up there. Penalises the Saints at the tackle. The sun just coming out now. It'll have a job to dry this pitch up, but let's hope it can do. Steve Hampson with the ball in his hands for this penalty kick to touch. He finds touch 10 yards short of the halfway line. He puts Wigan back on the attack. Shredding it along the line. Shelford, Lucas coming in. Only a young lad, this Lucas, made his way into the first team here at Wigan. With the internationals and what have you here at Wigan, he's done really well. But it's Shelford again. New Zealand prop forward, always looking to release, but he wasn't got grounded, but he was still in the tackle. Andy Platt on the blind side, slips a lovely ball out to Tony Ido, but it was borderline. It did look forward there, but good play from Andy Platt. Being taken down below and allowed to get the ball out, which he did so to Tony Ido, but the final pass ruled forward. First scrum of the match, right on the halfway line, just 10 yards in from this main stand side here at Central Park, and it's Neil Holding to feed. Neil Holding being moved up to his original position at scrum half. Did well there, Holding. Saints spread it to the right. Mark Bailey, left centre berth, making his way through. He's a good side step on him, this Bailey. Limited first team appearances. But Saints now, Shane Cooper, Big John Harrison. Well, Big John Harrison, they should be using him in the mould of the Wigan, ex-Wigan Graham West. 6'7" there, Graham West was 6'5", and it takes a lot of pulling down. If the Wigan players just tackle him around the waist and that, Harrison there can release it. But it's Neil Holding now, over to the far side. Quick hands onto Gary Connolly. Forward pass being ruled. Quick hands the order of the day, but the final pass there being ruled forward. Well, the scrum's formed, it comes out Wigan side, but referee Carter not happy with it. Bobby Golding there, the scrum half for Wigan. He's just 17 years of age in February. Wigan win the heel, spreading it along the line. As I said before, we just had a hail and rainstorm about 2 till about 3. So any white flashes you may see before your eyes on the camera, it's just the rain dripping off our video commentary position here at Central Park. I hope it doesn't spoil your viewing, and no doubt with this local derby, Wigan and St Helens, I'm sure it won't. Nicky Kiss at dummy half, onto Ian Lucas, spreading it across the line. Solid tackling in there. Stuart Evans, first game back in the first team for quite a while, had a couple of runs out in the A team. With the ball back to Hampson, he kicked it upfield. Connolly takes it well. Good lad, this Connolly, 17 years of age. Stuart Evans driving upfield. Kevin Ido in again. Ido, Shelford there. Kiwi combination. Bring Evans down. Well, Tempers getting a little frayed there. Shelford sparring up as if he was in a heavyweight title fight. But players being parted. Shelford's arm falling off his jersey there. He'll need a replacement jersey. The touch judge here quickly in. Having a word with referee Carter. So just we're getting the verdict there. Stuart Evans being brought out in the presence of captain Shane Cooper. So the penalty looks as though it's going to be going Wigan's way. Well, now he's having a word with Adrian Shelford. So anything can happen at present. Fiery forward Evans back in the action. But there it is, the penalty's awarded to Wigan. As I said before, Tony Burke out injured, Paul Loughlin out with an ankle injury sustained at home. Phil Beavers, he is carrying, or he has been carrying, a groin injury. He's in the centre berth today. And Bernard Dwyer back in the first team after sustaining a recurrence of his leg injury. But Wigan driving upfield in the Saints 25 now. Lucas there, Nicky Kiss at dummy half. Shelford coming up for the ball. Takes it back to Bobby Golding. Shane Cooper, Saints captain, urging his players back. Wigan very dangerous, break very quickly. Good way onto Hanley. He's the man you've got to watch. You've got to get in there. 2 and 3 tacklers on this man Hanley. Round the legs and around the waist. Well, a loose ball from Wigan there. Saints coming quickly to complete the tackle. Shelford. Diagonal run from this man. 16, 17 stone prop. Takes some pulling down. Used as a battering ram here at Wigan. 6th and final tackle of this sequence. Nicky Kiss. The ball back to Hampson. Saints move up very quickly. Hampson, chip and run. Hunt takes it comfortably. Hampson tackles him, but with the ball taken from a high kick infield, and it's taken in the end goal area, the play starts with a 25-yard tap. So Paul Groves there, centre field, just waiting. Saints withstand the pressure. Hampson there, it's always worth a high kick on the last tackle to see if they can catch the opposition out. Evans again, ploughing his way in, but as I said, just a softening up process, and both teams sticking to the task. Neil Holding with a diagonal crossfield kick, but taken by Steve Hansen. Tony Iro comes in field. Kevin Iro from acting halfback, strong lad. Les Quirk brings him into touch. Yes, solid tackling from the Saints. Quirk, Bailey and Bernard Dwyer, no problem. Bernard Dwyer, he's had a leg injury. He's back in the first team today. He had a recurrence the other week at Nosey Road. Unfortunately, he was stretched off. But he's playing for his Wembley place today. One of Saints' most consistent forwards this season. Really come to the fore after being in the captain loose forward of the A-team. The ball comes out centre of the tunnel. Bobby Golding drops on it. Neil Holding quickly round, but Wigan away with the ball. Andy Goodway. Quick run around movement there. The Iro brothers right in centre field. Bernard Dwyer sticking to his task. Solid tackler. Follows Kevin Iro and brings him down. Andy Goodway now taking up the running. Paul Farber. Farber and Evans bring him to ground. Difficult conditions, but really the handling's not been too bad so far. Just 10 minutes of play gone, no score. Or should I say, as Ray French would say, no points each. I can see it dummy half after Cooper falling on that loose ball. John Harrison. So Saints back in possession. Paul Groves dummy half. Stuart Evans second up the running, block busting forward. The Saints making headway towards the Wigan 25. Midway between the halfway and the Wigan 25 now. Cooper. Lofted ball to Mark Bailey. Comes in field. Connolly linking up in the back line. But it's Cooper again. Reverse pass to Paul Farber. Brings it blindside. Still going Paul Farber. Good solid forward. He'll not want to miss out on a Wembley place. He was the substitute forward at Wembley in '87 when Saints played Halifax. And Cooper there, grubbering for touch and finding touch inside the Wigan 25. So 10 yards in from the main stand side here at Central Park. Bobby Golding to feed. Well, certainly looked a good example of feeding that did from young Goulding. But referee Carter not happy with it. The scrum going to be reformed. There it goes. And the ball comes out Wigan side, quickly spread along the line. Hanson in the line, making the extra man. What's it? Quickly tackling there. Gary Connolly coming in, tackling his counterpart Hanson, and Mark Bailey also quickly in. Just outside their own 25, Wigan in possession. Solid tackling there, Paul Farber lending an extra pound. Bernard Dwyer, the initial tackler. Andy Platt from acting half-back, Platt's away, but he just, Farber just managing to hold on to him there. Andy Platt, a member of the Saints team, which went down to Halifax in '87. But Saints being penalised for holding down in the tackle. Referee Carter quickly in there. I just hope he's as consistent in coming in as quickly throughout all the game. Hanson there. Plays kicks, places the ball for his kick to touch. Nicky Kiss takes the tap. Adrian Shelford, first man in. Coming in on the burst, running hard onto this ball. Nearly broke through there, but Farber kept hold of him. Solid tackling from Farber. Wigan crowd claiming for a hold down again, but it's Wigan driving up now, just 10 yards from the Saints line. Andy Platt, the ball back to Goulding, onto standoff Richard Russell, but the ball's loose. Gary Connolly tidies up. Well, being forced into touch on the far side there. So scrum down to be formed. Slippery conditions there, and if you can get the man on the run, you're going to be near the touchline. He's going to be forced into touch every time. Certainly doesn't look too bad on the borders, the touch lines, but centre field, it is just drying out a little, but a tremendous amount of rain and hail came down in just that quarter of an hour, 20-minute period. Well, Wigan penalised on the far side. Differential penalty. Neil Holding with the ball in his hands to make extra yardage for the Saints. Holding finds touch 10 yards short of the halfway line. Alan Hunt from Paul Groves. Hunt coming centre field. Elusive character, just gets out to the first line of defence, but Ian Lucas comes in and brings him to ground. John Harrison. Side pass there from Paul Groves. Groves moves up again at the acting half-back position. Bringing it left. Stuart Evans. To the Wigan defence. Adrian Shelford quickly in there, Richard Russell and Andy Platt. Well, as I said before, as long as he's consistent, it certainly didn't look as though Platt was holding him down too long, but referee Carter moved in very quickly and awarded Saints the penalty. Shane Cooper, the captain, quickly on the spot, and he's pointing to the recognised goal kicker, really in the ranks. Neil Holding has taken goal kicks before, as Paul Farber has. I remember him scoring a couple of raspers there at the Willows when Saints looked as though they was getting beat. I think it was about 8 points to 6. I think we run out 18 points to 8 winners with 2 less work tries and 2 Paul Farber conversions that saw us through that day. But it is Farber there. I thought it was Holding, but it is Farber there. Going to have a goal for goal. 40 yards out, just to the left of the posts. Strikes it well, will it carry? Yeah, super goal from Farber. Saints in the lead, 2 points to 0, and Farber's first goal points of the season. So Farber bangs his first goal points over of the season. He's already scored 6 tries so far this season. Is there no ends to this man's talent? It's his birthday this Saturday. He's looking for a cup winners medal at Wembley. It's my birthday on Friday, so I'm sure me and Paul can get together for a victory celebration. But it's Saints now. John Harrison being taken over to the main stand touchline. Bernard Dwyer at dummy half. And coming away from the acting half-back position on his own, down the blind side. Groves again, Wigan moving up very quickly on the left. Roy Haggerty, centre field. Being forced back, referee Carter in there, shouts held. Haggerty not actually put to ground, but Neil holding. Crossfield grubber for touch. Alan Hunt bursting through, Hampson picks it up cleanly. And Jed Byrne on the left wing, coming in field, but Wigan move up to the halfway line. Well, Hampson got to play the ball, he must have mud in his eye or something. Well, the referee, we're here again, we've got 4 officials on the field, 4 officials in black, we've got referee Carter, 2 touch judges and Ellery Hanley. He just takes it in his own mind to carry on play. It's the referee that's got to decide if the player's injured before the ball is turned over to another man while the player receives treatment, but he just took it there. Obviously he's running the roost again. But it's Wigan driving upfield 10 yards from the Saints 25, right in the centre field. Russell. Andy Platt, I think that is, with the ball. Very difficult conditions as the players get muddied up. But it's the 6th and final tackle. Bobby Golding is that with an up and under, loft in there. Haggerty gets the ball off the Wigan man, he's always up and there and about. It's Roy Haggerty, capitalised there as Saints break quickly. Neil Holding, Shane Cooper. Saints a little short for support on the right, but the touch judge is in again, this touch judge here. I would imagine this time it's going to be a penalty award to the Saints. Didn't see anything in the tackle there, but Wigan captain Ellery Hanley is quickly over. Referee Carter being consulted there. And is it young Bobby Golding there, centre field, I think. He's the man who initially gave the up and under. The touch judge is explaining why he has been penalised. So there we are, Saints come up with a penalty. Obviously obstruction. So Groves there shouting, urging his players on. Stuart Evans up to the 25. Difficult playing conditions, John Harrison taking up the running. Solid tackling there from Shelford and Kiss. But Harrison manages to force his way into the Wigan 25. Saints are going to spread it across the line. Neil Holding and Shane Cooper. Inside ball there to Neil Holding. Inside there to Paul Farber. Into the Wigan 25. Conley linking up on his left, but he has to take the tackle. But Saints driving up. Neil Holding again. Lofted ball there, Mark Bailey. Can he take it? He does, he takes it well. An awkward bouncing ball. But Tony Iro wrestles him to the ground. Let's Quirk at dummy half. Shane Cooper again, the Wigan defence holding up firm. Just 2 points to nil, the score in the Saints' favour. Is there a chance of a possible drop goal attempt? Very muddy there, but Neil Holding, he's going lining up. Well, never got any lift. As the late Eddie Waring would say, that was a flapper. But always worth a chance, but difficult conditions, very heavy there in centre field. 25-yard tap restart for Wigan. Andy Goodway taps it quickly and drives away. Solid tackling there, Evans, Farber and Harrison bring Goodway, international Pac-Man Goodway, bring him to ground. Lucas on to Hanley. You've got to get into you've got to get into this man straight away. I thought he'd released that ball to Bobby Golding. If he had it on, it would have been a forward pass. But Richard Russell not been in much of the action there. His jersey just as clean as when he come on the pitch. Hampson, kick and run, crossfield. It's going to run into touch, yes. Just evades Les Quirk's clutches. So good crossfield grubber from Hampson. Finds touch just inside the Saints 25. So scrum down to be formed with the Saints feed. Neil Holding to feed. Wigan taking the scrums 3-1 at present, I make it. Saints pegged in their own 25 by that crossfield kick. Neil Holding feeds and the ball comes out Saints side. Shane Cooper, good ball to Bailey into space. Gary Connolly's linking up with him. Connolly comes inside, but Bailey stretching his neck through. He's still going, is Bailey. Tremendous 40-yard crossfield run from Bailey. Cooper now taking up the running. Well, Shane Cooper there, he's not been as efficient as we'd like him lately, but what can you expect? He must have had 3 seasons of rugby without a break, and it must tell on you. But last season, certainly Cooper very influential. Good ball to Bernard Dwyer into space. 3-man overlap on the left, but Dwyer couldn't release the ball. Ian Lucas comes in quickly and bangs him to ground. Cooper again. As you're saying, Shane Cooper, he's a class footballer, world-class footballer, but 3 seasons on the trot of rugby is bound to tell its toll. Holding on the 6th tackle, crossfield kick, just bounces in field and finds touch. So good kick from Holding on the 6th and final tackle. It's a scrum down about 7 or 8 yards from the Wigan line. It's going to be a Wigan feed, Bobby Golding to feed. 22 minutes of the game gone, still 2 points to 0 in Saints' favour. That's a Paul Farber penalty goal in the 15th minute. The referee Carter not happy with the pack. He wants them to get up and part. There he is, gets them formed, and Golding feeds and comes around from the base of the scrum with the ball. So Saints are penalised for going in too enthusiastically in the tackle there. Bernard Dwyer just being spoken to. And Bobby Golding in the Wigan lineup, 17 years of age in February. If he is picked for Wembley, I think he would be the youngest man to play at Wembley. He's the son of Bob Golding, the ex-Heighton forward, who also had a spell on loan with St Helens in the early 70s. But Wigan find touch just short of the halfway line, spread it quickly. There's Bobby Golding, young Bob, brought down centre field. Stuart Evans, Bernard Dwyer quickly in. Dwyer there, he gets through a tremendous amount of tackling in a game. Richard Russell, standoff half, taken down by John Harrison and Paul Farber and Paul Groves, I beg your pardon. Ian Lucas moves up 10 yards into the Saints half. Wigan spreading the ball and making inroads into the Saints, but the first penalty for offside on the far side. Alan Hunt back, waiting for the kick through, but Phil Beaver's moving up into an offside position and being penalised by referee Carter. So Ellery Hanley there, as ever, quickly by referee Carter's side, and they're going to go for goal. It's Kevin Iro moving up with the ball in his hands, about 12 yards in from the far side touchline, and about 35 yards out, 35 from the Saints posts. Well, Wigan, they was looking forward to completing what they class as the Grand Slam this season, but unfortunately for them they came unstuck at Widnes last Sunday. A terrific match, 38 points to whatever it was they went down, but Widnes holding on to the league championship trophy. Iro there, it's not going to carry, going to drop short. Gary Connolly takes it easily, can't get out of Andy Platt's clutches. So Wigan there looking forward to obviously same as Saints are this Saturday in the Challenge Cup final at Wembley, and today's game is the Premiership Trophy first round. Well, Kiss and Dennis Betts there being penalised for holding the Saints player down in the tackle. He's very quickly, referee Carter, but as I said before, as long as he's consistent, we can't grumble, can we? As I said, it's the Premiership Trophy first round, and both teams looking to a second, well, it's the semi-final the next round. Just the top 8 teams in the Stones Bitter League Championship. Wigan finishing second, Saints finishing 7th. Top team Widnes, as I said, they beat Wigan at Norton Park last week, but no punches pulled here today. Lots of places at stake. Well, in the Wigan, in the Saints lineup at least, Alex Murphy said the places are still to be played for. Roy Haggerty breaking through onto Shane Cooper. Bernard Dwyer, inside ball, Paul Farber. Saints spread it out, but Cooper there, he looks as though he was taken. Cooper was taken before he had the ball, but the ball's gone to ground. Yes, a penalty for the Saints, I would imagine. No. Yes, a penalty for the Saints. It was Shane Cooper there as the ball was spread quickly. Saints moving it out very quickly, looking to catch Wigan on the hop. And Shane Cooper held before he actually got the ball. Referee Carter well positioned and in very quickly. And Saints with another chance to get to extend the lead. Neil Holding, it looks as though he's lining up this time. It's a bit closer in. Just about 20 yards out and slightly to the right of the posts. Saints runners up in last season's Premiership final at Old Trafford. A game that we all want to forget, don't we? Unmercifully thrashed by Widnes. But it's Neil Holding now. Well, takes it to the right. Well, that's one that's got away there for Neil Holding. Should have been over, shouldn't have had any messing with that one, but he hooked it, it went to the right. So let off for Wigan, whereas Saints should have been 4-0 in the lead. Still just 2 points to nil in the lead with that Paul Farber conversion in the 15th minute. 13 minutes of the first half remaining. Hampson to kick off. Well, no lift at all with that, but Paul Farber tidies up. Saints putting some sustained pressure on there in the Wigan 25. And Wigan penalised for holding the man, holding Shane Cooper before he had the ball. But the penalty attempted goal went to miss. Shane Cooper again, inside ball, Haggerty, into space, Haggerty still driving upfield. Groves, Holding, Groves again, inside ball to John Harrison. Tremendous warm-up before Wembley, but the ball goes to Wigan, onto Ellery Hanley, but he loses it. Paul Groves comes up with it, and he's knocked on. Very unlucky there, Paul Groves, with Saints getting the ball back just outside the Wigan 25. Another 6 tackles there to make it count, but unfortunately, Paul Groves knocked on. Well, Wigan penalised there. Looks though Nicky Kiss not packing or butting in the scrum, whatever you wish to interpret referee Carter's. It's a differential penalty and Neil Holding steps up quickly. Saints fine touch, 15 yards from the Wigan line. Hope to get a try on the board here. Cooper, Farber, back to Cooper. Outside to Haggerty, into space. Hanley has him round the legs there, but it's Haggerty there. He's a wily campaigner. He can weave his way through a lot of these defences. But it's Farber still stood in the tackle. Looking to release, but finally clamped. Stuart Evans driving for the line. Bernard Dwyer at dummy half, spending it right. Paul Groves, Shane Cooper, short ball to John Harrison. Gary Connolly in the line, but he's lost it. Ellery Hanley comes up with it. John Harrison goes in and completes the tackle. Very unlucky there. Gary Connolly linking up to make the extra man, but he couldn't take it. And the ball went to the ground, and Wigan, Ellery Hanley scoops it up. Ian Lucas from dummy half. Bernard Dwyer brings him to ground as Paul Groves comes in to lend an extra pound. Andy Platt from the acting half-back position. Scored a good try at Norton Park last week in the first minute, right from the acting half-back position. He just waltzed his way through the Widnes defence, but it's Hampson there, making a bit of space. Alan Hunt stops it with his foot, gathers it safely. Speed merchant, this Hunt. Obviously he's out of contention. It's a pity he's out of contention for this Saturday's Silk Cup Challenge Cup final. Only signed recently from Wakefield on amateur forms, just as Gary Connolly is. But reported in, well, Groves there breaks away off the Wigan man onto Neil Holding. But the referee's not give any indication. Instead spreading it quickly. Bernard Dwyer, lofted ball onto Gary Connolly. Alan Hunt on his outside. Connolly gives the dummy. Still going for the line is Connolly. Dropped down a few yards short, but has the ball gone to ground? Well, unfortunately, he's lost the ball again. Wigan come up in possession. Good break from Connolly, gave the dummy. Hunt on his outside. Wigan are obviously a strong team, plenty of strength in depth, but they must be missing the half-back combination of Edwards and Gregory. Even though the conditions are heavy underfoot and muddy, there's still two world-class players to be contended with. Ian Lucas. Sixth and final tackle for Wigan. They're just outside their own 25. Let's work back here for the kick-up field. Hampson just giving himself a little bit of space, but the ball's coming centre field. Les Quirk takes it after the first bounce. He'll have to come in field. The Wigan defence comes in for him, but the ball goes to ground. Kevin Ido picks it up. Shane Cooper comes in and completes the tackle. So Wigan back on the attack. Bob Golding, centre field. Cooper stops him. Groves comes in. So where the Saints should have been putting the pressure on, it's now Wigan that are turning the screw. Tony Ido coming in off his wing berth. For the big lads, these Ido brothers have played in the forwards here at Central Park, but they're just inside the Saints 25 now. Wigan are going to move it left. Inside ball, Andy Platt. Making yardage, moving upfield there. 10-15 yard burst as Wigan move it very quickly. Richard Russell, standoff half. Turns it back inside, Bobby Golding, lofted ball out to Kevin Ido. Quirk comes in, completes the tackle. Ido couldn't release it. Sixth and final tackle now. Andy Goodway with a crossfield up and under. Bill Beavers takes it well, and nearly was decapitated for his trouble by Wigan forward Andy Platt. But it's Roy Haggerty settling the play down, bringing it away from his own line, just over 10 yards away. Wigan moving up very quickly on the referee's left, but it's Stuart Evans in possession. So Saints withstand the pressure. A good way up and under, crossfield up and under. John Harrison there subjected to a tremendous tackle from Adrian Shelford, in with the shoulder. The ball to Holding. Grubbers for touch, will it run? Just curling, oh, it run in there. Well, very slow that Wigan duo there of Hampson and Tony Ido. It certainly looked as though the ball could have been stopped, but a tremendous kick from Neil Holding. That's not take it away from him. He went for it, a diagonal crossfield grubber, and he found touch 10 yards outside the Wigan 25. Bobby Golding to feed. Well, Wigan penalised. Differential penalty at the scrum there. Offside ruled by the scrum half being ruled offside by referee Carter. So Saints being awarded another penalty, and this puts the pressure back on Wigan. Neil Holding finds touch in the Wigan 25. Les Quirk coming in field, big lad Quirk's Saints leading try scorer, 24 touchdowns. But he's coming in field. Evans now releases the ball to Paul Groves. Still going Groves. Well, being penalised there, Paul Groves, for allegedly passing the ball off the ground. Referee Carter judging that Groves' elbows was on the ground, and he should have got up and played the ball. So a little bit of respite for Wigan though, with Saints putting the pressure on. Certainly a couple of times we've lost a vital possession in the Wigan 25, but it's Hampson now to kick for touch. Nicky Kiss, Shelford as the dummy run, onto Ian Lucas. Just 5 minutes remaining of the first half, just 2 points separating the team. That 15th minute Paul Farber penalty goal. Neil Holding missing out on a penalty attempt, which certainly looked an easy kick, but could it prove crucial as 4:30 comes here at Central Park. Nicky Kiss running crossfield. John Harrison homes in on him. Paul Farber comes in. But it's Wigan still in possession. Richard Russell, I think that is, kicking upfield. Was they trying to peg the Saints back in their own 25? Gary Connolly gathers it safely. Brings it blindside. The Ido brothers come in and bring him to ground. Mark Bailey at dummy half. Stuart Evans again. Shelford and Tony Ido quickly in there. Certainly don't hold anything back. Well, a knock-on being ruled. Stuart Evans there trying to play the ball quickly, but I didn't see it. I wasn't looking at it. The referee Carter didn't see it. He had to look to his touch judge here, just below us in the gantry, and a knock-on was given. So it's Wigan with the feed. Bobby Golding to feed. Good heel for Wigan this time. Spreading it quickly, Kevin Ido though, centre field, strong lad. Henry Hanley on his left, but solid tackling from the Saints. Come in and smother him very quickly. Andy Goodway, diagonal run. Roy Haggerty brings him down. Neil Holding had already got him round the legs. But it's Nicky Kiss, the Wigan hooker at dummy half. Golding, Adrian Shelford, powering his way up to the Saints 25. Loop movement there with Golding, the ball onto Andy Platt. But as well as Shane Cooper, the initial perpetrator, and Bernard Dwyer thunders him to the ground, is it? No, Stuart Evans it was. But another 6 tackles awarded to Wigan, with Saints kicking the ball through the Wigan player's legs, so that puts the pressure on the Saints. Nicky Kiss from dummy half, trying to scurry his way up to the Saints line. It's imperative that Saints hold Wigan out before the half-time hooter. Andy Platt. But he's lost the ball. Farber comes up with it. Graham Lowe in the Wigan dugout. He'll be turning his hair out at that. So Wigan putting the pressure on the Saints. They're being awarded a further 6 tackles. Mind you, it's no more than... well, Saints lose the ball in their own 25, and Wigan are back in possession. Nicky Kiss, he's a good forager. He's in there. Dennis Betts. 2 minutes before the half-time hooter. 2 points to 0 in Saints' favour. Andy Platt in possession. Groves in at the tackle there. Well, Saints bedecked in the blue and white today, but it's the Wigan that will be in blue and white at Wembley on Saturday. I can't see what difference it makes, really. The Saints with all white and red V, and Wigan with the red and white hoops, but it's not for us to say, is it? Golding locks it up and under. It's not a try there. Saints are in possession. Well, Wigan are in possession. He got the ball there. He's held up on his back. It's Hanley quickly up there, but he's held up on his back, and Saints to restart with a 25-yard tap. Paul Groves take it quickly, feeds on to Roy Haggerty. Can sweep 75 yards upfield and register a try before the half-time hooter goes. Very difficult underfoot, difficult conditions underfoot. But a good stint of rugby here at Central Park this afternoon. Andy Platt again, is it? No, Lucas this time. Penalised for going in too enthusiastically on John Harrison. Well, he's riding with pain there, Harrison. Took a knock, he's 6'7" tall. But certainly a lot of concern there on the Saints bench. Alex Murphy, he'll have had them fired up, but it's up to the players to perform the goods, to bring up the goods. Since Saints beat Witness in the Challenge Cup semi-final, they've only managed to register 1 win out of 6, that being against Warrington at Nosey Road, to the tune of 30 points to 16, where Warrington shouldn't have even had the point on the board. But it's Stuart Evans. Passes out to Paul Groves. Groves feeds it to Holding, the ball's loose, it's kicked back by Neil Holding. Good play there, but it's Roy Haggerty in possession. Saints just being forced back there temporarily, we hope. Well, playing in stoppage time now. Just a matter, well, there we go, there's the half-time hooter. So a terrific game of rugby here, all defensive more or less. Both teams having the chances in the opposition's 25, but just that solitary 15th minute Paul Farber penalty goal separating the team, just 2 points to 0. And it must be said, a tremendous game of rugby in the conditions. It's the second meeting of 3 within 18 days, is it? 17 days, I beg your pardon, between the 3 teams. We played Wigan here on the 12th of April. The second meeting here now in the Premiership Trophy first round. They reckon that we didn't want to play Wigan today, we didn't want to meet them just before Wembley, but we'd have had to play somebody, so I can't see what difference it makes. But as both teams go off there for a well-earned half-time rest, the score at Central Park, Wigan 0, Saints 2. Well, back with you now at Central Park, Wigan. Saints coming out with a reserve, well, a change of jerseys, I should say. And as some of the Wigan side have a change of jersey on, but the rain's coming down again. Hope it doesn't spoil the afternoon's entertainment, really. No substitutions for either team in the first half. And Saints just going in for the half-time interval, leading by 2 points to 0. It should have been more points, at least. That other goal which Neil Holding just took to the right could have proved crucial at the end, but we had a couple of chances in the Wigan 25, just losing ball at vital times. But it's Saints to kick off. Neil Holding ready to start the action. Well, another hailstorm, but the ball coming off Adrian Shelford. He manages to gather it, but he's lost it again in the tackle. Good positioning there. Paul Farber well in at the tackle, and Shelford loses the ball. Saints back on the attack. A few words of wisdom from Maestro Alex Murphy in the half-time interval team talk. But it's John Harrison coming through at pace, but Hanley brings him down. Nicky Kiss quickly in there at the tackle. Paul Groves inside ball to Stuart Evans, who's driving into the Wigan defence, but he seems to slow down and turn into the into Henry Hanley. Neil Holding did well to take that ball. Shane Cooper, Roy Haggerty into space, still driving forward is Haggerty. Well, a substitute on there in the second half. It's number 14, Dean Bell. And the ball going down there, a scrum to be formed just outside the Wigan 25. Bobby Golding to feed. And Wigan come up with the ball, spread it quickly, Hampson in the line. Gary Connolly there marking his counterpart, but the ball to Adrian Shelford. Farber and Harrison quickly in there. Phil Vevers coming in to lend an extra pound, but Wigan moving it to their left. Lucas in possession. Saints playing with this hailstorm, driving into the faces. The ball going back to Hampson for the kick downfield. Gary Connolly comes back for it. Andy Goodway there is coming up, and Connolly takes the ball, just drives outside his own 25-yard line. Neil Holding, acting halfback. Stuart Evans powering his way into the Wigan defence. Groves, line side to Roy Haggerty. It looks as though it's Neil Holding there feeding onto Big John Harrison. Ian Lucas bounces him to the ground. I think it's Richard Russell that's gone off. Ellery Hanley up to the half-back position for the standoff. Sixth and final tackle. Neil Holding in possession. Saints are running it. Neil Holding, lofted ball out to Les Quirk. Rubbers it into touch. It was the sixth and final tackle. Saints looking for a way through, but very limited chances to penetrate either defence here today at Central Park. Saints being penalised, diving into the scrum before referee Carter had told them to pack. Well, it doesn't look as though it's foul touch, no. Hampson there, well, a loss of possession. Hampson took it quickly, tried to catch the Saints off hand, but it went directly dead. So Saints back in possession. Well, they've got to drop out the foul forward. Yes, of course, we're going to award the penalty and it went dead, so the Saints forced to drop out. I was just getting a little confused there. I thought Saints was going to be able to start with a 25-yard tap restart. Ian Lucas taking it crossfield. Roy Haggerty and Neil Holden, it looks like, quickly in there. Saints awaiting the arrival of Michael O'Connor and Paul Martin. Well, Shelford flicks the ball out there to Tony Iro on the far side. A lovely ball from Shelford as he drove through, but the ball going into touch. Good movement from this Kiwi combination there. Shelford, the powerhouse forward. Slipping it out to Iro, it went into touch. It's a Saints feed. Neil Holden to feed, but she does so. Feeds it inside to Shane Cooper. Mark Bailey coming in field. Kevin Iro brings into ground finally. The Saints being forced back with the rain and sleet and hail driving in the faces. Bernard Dwyer coming away. Wigan's two props there bringing to ground. John Harrison trying to power his way out of his own 25. Stuart Evans on the blind side. Nicky Kiss in there foraging for the ball, but Evans holds it tight this time. Saints spreading it to the right. Neil Holden again, crossfield grubber. Jet Byrne stops it with his foot. Beavers and Hunt quickly in there. Solid tackling from the Saints. Hanson at dummy half. On to Dean Bell. He's another Kiwi contingent member in the Wigan side. A lot of these Kiwi players for Wigan are on long-term contract. Well, he's lost the ball there. It's a scrum down to be formed. No impeding by the Saints player there, Andy Goodway. He was getting up to play the ball, and it went back. He didn't actually play it, he lost it, so it must be a Saints feed. Neil Holden moves in quickly. Both sets of players already sodden with this afternoon's outrageous conditions. Wigan trying to push the Saints off the ball. They have done. Golding comes up with it. So one against the head there. Hanley flicks it out. Hanley moves up to the dummy half position. Wants his urge back. And Kiss takes up the dummy half position. Wigan move it quickly over. Kevin Iro on the right centre. Nicky Kiss across to Shelford. Short ball there to Bobby Golding. Stocky little scrum half, this lad. Nicky Kiss again for Wigan. It's Wigan still in possession. Moving it left. Goodway. Solid tackle there, but Alan Hunt quickly in there on Jedburn. Didn't give him an inch to move. Ellery Hanley up and under. Gary Conley well positioned, takes it well. Alan Hunt there did well, he covered young Conley, but Neil Holden also there. Stuart Evans, centre field. Solid tackling. Big John Harrison. Solid tackle again from Shelford. He's in with that shoulder. He certainly was pummeling to these Saints attackers. Neil Holden again. Cooper. Mark Bailey on to Les Quirk. Quick hands from the Saints, but solid Wigan defence, holding firm. Cooper again, flicks it back. Paul Groves taking up the running. Groves again, weaving his way through. Tremendous run from Groves. Was the run from, well, Wigan holding down. Groves plays it to himself, chips through. Well, he's been penalised. There must have been a marker there, and Groves is penalised. It was Groves that initially set the winning try from Les Quirk when Saints played Widnes in the semi-final here at Central Park. Seem to have played a lot here lately, don't we? But Wigan are awarded the penalty and they find touch just short of the Saints 25. Saints will have to defend tirelessly here as Wigan try to put the pressure on. Shelford looking to release. Farber in there to try and wrench it out of his hand, but it's Haggerty and Dwyer. Kiss at dummy half. Wigan bringing it left. Golding looking for a way through. Saints being urged to get back onside by referee Carter. and Wigan spreading it right. Lucas, short ball to Shelford. Flicks it out there, well taken. Super tackle there from Haggerty. I think it was good way he came in on. Powered him to the ground. Well, an instinctive reaction there. The man was going down in the tackle. Nothing malicious in that tackle, I can assure you there. Paul Farber moving in very quickly, but you can make no mistake, the Wigan player is going to make a meal of it. The penalty has already been awarded, but the man was going down in the tackle. Nicky Kiss, I think it is. But he had no option there, Farber. The man was going down, and it's just the way Farber was coming in. Just the penalty award, and that's quite sufficient. Anyway, Wigan received the penalty right in front of the sticks on the 25-yard line. The referee had to award the penalty, there's no mistaking about that, but there was nothing malicious in that, as the referee's actions probably just told you. If there had been anything malicious, no doubt the offending Saints player would have been walking down the tunnel by this time. So Steve Hampson, he's the player that kept Wigan in the game in the fixture just a couple of weeks ago for penalty goals before that Hanley try. It was 7 points to 6 for Saints at half-time, and then Hanley and Hampson scoring another one just after the half-time restart. But it's Hampson there, he bangs it over and scores all level, 2 points apiece. Well, all you regular video viewers in the pubs and clubs and what have you, and also in your own homes, we'd just like to thank you for staying with us this season. We hope you've enjoyed the viewing. We're even though we've been a little bit inconsistent, the team has been a little bit inconsistent, we've not, but we're still looking for a sponsor for our video for next season. So if you fancy sponsoring the video, details can be obtained from Ken Healy in the promotions at the Saints. So I just hope everything's forthcoming, as we'd like to be with you again next season. But it's Wigan in possession from that scrum. Breaking quickly, Henry Hanley. You've got to get in and bounce this man down. Evans is in there. Didn't let him go. He had his hands on Hanley's jersey, and he stuck to the task. Wigan moving it to the right, whereas I think the ball should have been brought into the left, into the centre field. But solid tackling, and you can't ask for anything more by the Saints. Chip and roll, is it Hampson? Connolly comes in very quickly. Yes, it was Hampson there, but Connolly did well. Kevin Iro comes in, wrestles him to the ground. Saints back in possession. Les Quirk at dummy half. Mark Bailey now stepping up. Les Quirk to play it. Saints crowd coming alive, getting behind the favourites. Bernard Dwyer into space. Flicks it up. The ball still very unlucky there. Cooper and Holding coming up for it. Bernard Dwyer, he thought he'd get play underway, but it went slightly forward, and Wigan came up with it. Wigan back in possession. Henry Hanley gives the dummy, comes in field. Solid tackle there. Paul Farber brings him to ground. Nicky Kiss at dummy half for Wigan. Wigan with the tails up, just coming back into it now, levelling the scores up at 2 points each. Adrian Shelford. Diagonal run from Shelford. Releases it to Kevin Iro. Solid tackling both sides. There's nothing being given at all, but Iro plays it to himself. Good ball. Connolly down there, very bravely going down on that ball. As Iro there, about 14 and a half, 15 stone of New Zealander coming charging at you. And he went down very bravely, took the ball, and it put Saints back in possession. Stuart Evans. Hopefully all members coming through today's encounter with a clean bill of health will give Alex Murphy a chance to pick his team, but Neil Holding weaving through there. The ball being back to to Bernard Dwyer. Neil Holding carving the initial gap. The ball to Haggerty and then to Evans, on to Bernard Dwyer, but it's an awkward ball going down near his feet, and a knock on being ruled. A scrum down to be formed, 10 yards inside the Saints half. One against the head. Conley in the line, on to Cooper, out to Phil Beavers. Ball still going, Shane Cooper. Overlap on the left for the Saints. Neil Holding, Mark Bailey. He's running it, is Bailey. He's got to come in field, otherwise he'll be dragged into touch. Yes, being forced into touch there. The Iro brothers getting a grip of him and just sliding him in. Midway between the Wigan 25 and the halfway line. 15 minutes of the second half gone. The score's all tied, 2 points apiece. Wigan come up with the ball. Nicky Kiss at dummy half. Adrian Shelford. Harrison Farber lending the extra pound again. Well, he's not played the ball, that man, and the referee's let it go. Kiss coming away with it. Well, being forced back. Well, he's released it. Play allowed to go on. Saints should have had him on the ground. It's Dean Bell. The ball inside to Kevin Iro. Knees are flaying as he comes through there, but the Saints tackling holds firm. Neil Holding and Roy Haggerty quickly in there. Lucas, short ball to Platt. Sixth and final tackle now. Oh, Saints have got the ball. Referee was just indicating the sixth and final tackle for Wigan. Saints on the charge. Phil Beavers. Dean Bell trying to drag him into touch, but he did well there, Beavers. He dug in, but Bell's a mauler. Cooper onto Alan Hunt. Solid tackling from Wigan. That's the name of the game. As they say, no quarter asked and no quarter given, but it's Hunt. Hangs onto that ball, plays it quickly. Saints moving it across field. Hanley moving up very quickly, as is the norm. Gary Conley in the line. Trying to make the space. Conley on the charge. Down that wing. Stretching his legs for the line. Kicks it upfield. Hampson, has he got the ball? Conley's got the ball back. The tackle counts, wave clean, and Saints back on the charge. Well, Wigan trying to spawn it in there on the far side, but it's Saints in possession. The referee, oh, it's Wigan in possession now. Very unlucky there, Gary Conley, in his efforts to get to the line. Perhaps he should have held on to the ball. We'll never know. But Saints putting the pressure on there, and a brilliant break up the blind side touchline wing there from Gary Conley. But Saints there, the tackling, you can see the extra verve in the tackle now as they want to contain Wigan in their own 25. Andy Flack trying to break through. There you go. 3 and 4 men in the Wigan, in the Saints side, tackling the Wigan counterparts. Well, solid tackling again there. Sixth and final tackle now. Wigan, they're going to kick the ball upfield there. Hampson. It's not gone to Hampson. Wigan are spreading it. Saints will have to tackle him, but they've got to tackle the man, get him down. Jedburn, oh, super tackle there, Cooper. Certainly sticking to his task, playing the captain's part today. Saints play the ball. Cooper at dummy half, onto Neil Holding, he juggles with it, he's going through the Wigan defence. Hampson brings him down on the 25-yard line. Saints with the tails up, spreading it quickly to the left. John Harrison taking up the run-in. 2 points each, and what a tremendous game here at Central Park. Groves at dummy half, taking it blindside. Stuart Evans into Hanley, releases it back to Groves. Onto Cooper, quick hands. Holding now. Inside to Beavers. Gives the dummy, Beavers still stretching. Haggerty comes up with it, but a forward pass being ruled. Very unlucky there. But Saints putting the rugby together. Paul Farber there, urging his team to settle down. He's applauding him there, Farber. He knows what a win against Wigan means. We haven't managed to crack him this season, but if we can do him today, and I'm sure we'll do him on Saturday, beneath the Twin Towers at Wembley. Well, Golding feeds. Wigan come up with the ball, doesn't it? Well, somebody's got it in the back. Wouldn't be surprised if Nicky Kiss doesn't come up with it. The scrum being reformed. It's going to be a Wigan feed again. 19 minutes of the second half gone, the score's all tied, 2 points apiece. Yes, Golding comes up with it from the base of the scrum, he's into space, Hunt's coming across. Wigan with all the ball this second half, tidying up on the scrums, 5-1. Hanley there. Centre field, but Beavers quickly in, and Bernard Dwyer completes the tackle. Golding at dummy half. Wigan taking it right. Well, the ball to Shelford, he puts it to ground as Evans comes in to tackle him. Proceeds to feed, Neil Holding comes up with it as Wigan push. Lesquer coming in field. As long as he sticks hold of the ball, that's all we can ask. Ellery Hanley comes in to complete the tackle. Roy Haggerty, powerhouse forward, but the ball's down. It's still in Saints' possession. Stuart Evans tidies up. Will the tackle count be wiped clean? Did it hit a Wigan player? No, not adjudged so by referee Carter. He wipes the rain from his brow there. Diabolical day here at Wigan. It certainly looked very nice this morning. We have had a rain yesterday and this morning, but it was brightening up. But the rainstorm, the ball still loose. Knock on being ruled. John Harrison in his efforts to get the ball out. He's 6'7" frame there. He wasn't clamped round the top. He was able to release, but it was kicked back by a Saints player. But referee Carter awarding the knock on. Saints in possession. Did well there, that man, Gary Connolly. But there we go. Hanley in again, and he's in the back, reminiscent of Shelford's attack on Kevin McCormick. That last season, wasn't it there? But it's still in possession. Paul Farber. Well, knocked back, ruled by referee Carter. Such a good man there, Carter. With the ball being adjudged to have been knocked back. Cooper from dummy half. Inside to Bernard Dwyer. Centre field. Andy Platt marking Bernard Dwyer. Neil Holding grubbers for touch. Is he going to find touch? Yes. Just beating Steve Hampson. So it puts Saints inside the Wigan 25. It's going to be a Wigan feed. Would be a timely one to take a ball against the head here for Paul Groves. So Wigan feed with Bob Golding to feed. Golding feeds. Hanley comes up with it. He's going across field, Hanley. Beavers comes in round the top, and it's Gary Connolly that followed him and tackled him round the legs. Dean Bell from acting half-back. Beavers in again. Shelford on the charge, trying to get out to their own 25. Paul Farber completing the tackle. Nicky Kiss attacked in half-back. Good way, chip and run. Hampson running through, but Connolly is going to take it. He stretches away, beats two Wigan defenders. But Kevin Ido comes in field and brings him to ground. Saints taking it blindside. Stuart Evans. Paul Groves again, all the players muddied up. Just hope we have fine playing conditions at Wembley on Saturday. Anything can happen though, we can't dictate the weather. Neil Holding across the line, Shane Cooper. Well, taken off by Shelford. A blatant elbow there by Shelford. No, surely he's indicated a shoulder charge, his referee Carter, but nothing more than an elbow that on Shane Cooper. So Saints awarded the penalty, and Cooper says we're going to go for goal. Well, 23 minutes in the second half, and I make that's the first penalty to the Saints this half. Wigan making a substitution with number 15, Sean Wayne, coming on to replace Adrian Shelford. So Paul Farber going to be entrusted with the this goal kick attempt this time. About 30 yards out, just to the right of the sticks. Already kicked one this afternoon. in the 15th minute of the first half. Yes, and forward there, he slots his second run over of the afternoon. It edges Saints into a 2-point lead. The score now, Saints 4, Wigan 2. So Saints trying to make a substitution now with Big John Harrison coming off. He certainly had his a share of hammer this afternoon as Harrison, and John Fieldhouse coming on to replace him. International test forward Fieldhouse when the New Zealanders were over here in '85. Fieldhouse, he wasn't with Saints then, but he was the man of the series, the forward of the series there. A tremendous display. Wigan kick off. Wayne quickly in at the action, in with the shoulder on Alan Hunt. Well, Wayne in again, fresh man, lending an extra pound into the tackle. Paul Groves, John Fieldhouse now. Has to take the tackle, Henry Hanley there, but it's Andy Platt that initially stopped him. I just hope John Fieldhouse has got his confidence back after last week's match at Halifax. He certainly couldn't do anything right. He is a good forward, he's a class forward. He's had a lot of injury problems since joining Saints. From Widnes, well, referee Carter penalising the Saints. He must have shouted held and the ball coming out. Whether it was knocked out by a Saints player, obviously it must have been. Paul Farber there just asking referee Carter. And Wigan, they're going to have a go for a goal. Similar position, about 35 yards out, more or less centre field. Steve Hampson just cleaning the ball on Sean Wayne's jersey. Well, Saints finished 7th in the league after a very dismal display. They played 26, won 12, drawn 1, lost 13, 5-1, 3-4, 5-2, 9 against. Well, that figure there, with more points being scored against the Saints than they actually scored, according to my good friend and statistician Vernon Roby, that just lives around the corner from me, that's the first time since just after the war that Saints have had more points scored against them than they've scored. But they finished in 7th position with 25 points. Whereas Wigan, they played 26, won 20, just lost the 6, 5-4, 3-4, 4-3-4 against them, 38 points. And they finished 2nd, but it's Hampson, takes it to the right. Well, it must just be that end of the ground there that they can't crack it. Neil Holding missed one from a similar position in the first half. But the score still now, Wigan 2, Saints 4. 13 minutes of normal time remaining, and with just 3 penalty goals between the two teams this afternoon, it shows you what a tremendous defensive display we've had here today from these two cup final teams. Wigan, the Challenge Cup holders, they're looking to retain the trophy on Saturday at Wembley, but I'm sure Saints will have something to say about that. Sean Wayne quickly in there, and I think it'll be St Helens that'll be coming home with the trophy on Sunday for the civic reception at the St Helens Town Hall. But it's Wigan in possession. Nicky Kiss just outside the Saints 25. Kiss again. Wigan looking to penetrate the Saints defence. Both solid defences this afternoon. It's number 6 there, Richard Russell. Not been in much of the action in this second half. Not surprising, because I thought he'd originally been substituted, but I found out it was a Dean Bell that came on for Dennis Betts. But Wigan loft a high ball. Hampson again, he did take it. He lost it, it went towards the Saints line, and Alan Hunt quickly scooped it up. Stuart Evans now. Have to settle things down. Saints will have to make sure there's no handling errors in their own 25, pegged in there by Wigan. Roy Haggerty on the dummy run, but Fieldhouse comes through. Paul Groves at dummy half. Farber again. And diagonal run, just brought down short of the 25-yard line. I think the rain has eased off a little now as Neil Holding, crossfield grubber, but taken well by Hanson. Beavers brings him down, Alan Hunt comes in, Richard Russell at dummy half. Haggerty and Cooper complete the tackle. As Wigan just outside the Saints 25, trailing by 4 points to 2. Sean Wayne, substitute forward. Nicky Kiss, Richard Russell. On to Ellery Hanley. High rose on the fat, well, a forward pass there. He's not allowing that to go on, surely. Well, referee Carter, that's a disgrace. The pass, it must have been 6 foot forward. But it's allowed to go on, and Wigan are putting pressure on the Saints line. Sixth and final tackle now. Wigan come up with a score here. Well, that's a diabolical decision. But Hanley grubbers through. The Saints man takes the ball. Shane Cooper it is, quickly down on there, very bravely. And Stuart Evans from dummy half driving away, trying to clear the line. Well, Wigan broke very quickly on the far side, but from Kevin Iroh to Tony Iroh, my word. Say no more. That it's Saints in possession, but they're still pegged in their own 25, not a position we want to be. Paul Farber looking for support on his left. Shane Cooper taking up the running, bringing the ball in centre field. John Fieldhouse looking, Cooper there looking for the loop movement. Well, that seemed a quick 6 tackles, didn't it? But referee Carter's the man doing the counting. Richard Russell, inside ball there to Hampson. Well, solid tackle from Beavers. Roy Haggerty very tempted there to force Hampson into touch. It would have constituted a penalty, but it's Dean Bell, centre field. Kiwi speed merchant is just on the substitutes bench today. Shows the talent Wigan have got in the ranks, but it's Sean Wayne running right in. Bernard Dwyer stops him. Haggerty and Evans comes in to complete the tackle. Nicky Kiss gets things underway for Wigan. Wigan in possession. Game just warming up. Hint of obstruction in centre field. Lofted ball out again to Tony Iroh. Well, they'll have to give him a bucket to catch these. If he can't catch them, lovely lofted ball from Hanley, and he puts it down. Was it the 6th and final tackle? No, it's a scrum down to be found. I don't think anybody's been caught in possession. I don't think we've had a turnover this afternoon. But it's a Saints feed on the far side, midway between the Saints 25 and the halfway line. Neil Holding to feed. Holding comes round the base of the scrum and Saints are underway. Shane Cooper trying to get things moving. Bernard Dwyer comes round, but Cooper can't release. Solid tackle there from Wigan. Dwyer from the dummy half position. I think that's only Saints' second scrum of this second half. Wigan having healed 6. And 3 penalties to 1 in Wigan's favour. 8 minutes of normal time remaining. Saints in the lead, 4 points to 2. Groves feeds it inside to Beavers, into space. Fieldhouse on his left, but he couldn't release there. Solid tackling from Wigan. Bobby Golding it is, but I think he's took a knock in that tackle. Groves feeds it inside. Farber on the charge. The ball out to Beavers. He looks to have took an injury there, but he didn't want that ball, but he had no option. He had to take it. Very slow getting to his feet is Phil Beavers. Neil Holding from dummy half. Kicks up towards the line. Is he going to run dead? No, Hampson has to take it in his in-goal area. Alan Hunt comes up very quickly. Completes the tackle. Neil Holding's there. Saints will have to line out. Keep Wigan in their own 25, a position where Wigan have had Saints in their own 25 just about 5 or 6 minutes ago for about 12-18 tackles. Hanley showing the ball. He's a showman, but no respect there. Evans in there, lends his 17 stone in and bangs Hanley to the ground. He gets up and looks at Evans, but he'll get no joy out of him. He's in there again, Evans. Tremendous tackling stint. Had an injury problem. He's been in hospital for a knee operation, but he's out there, he's fit, and Wigan kick through. Mark Bailey comes up with the ball. The referee holds his hands in the air, saying all on, and plays underway. Saints in possession. Les Quirk coming in field. Roy Hanley picked the balls out of that. I'll get some clock for that one. Roy Haggerty there, centre field. Bernard Dwyer. Feeds it inside to Paul Grove. Saints on the charge. Lovely ball to Neil Holding. Looking for a way through. Dean Bell brings him to ground. I think it's... I thought it was Richard Russell, but it's, is it Andy Platt? It is. Phil Beavers now. Stuart Evans blindside. Just short of the Wigan 25. Alan Hunt at dummy half. Feeds it inside. Neil Holding is grubbing him for touch. I don't know whether that was the sixth and final tackle. I just wasn't watching the referee, but Holding finds touch on the Wigan 25. Saints got a push here. Well, Holding fed the ball before the both sets of forwards was packed. Well, certainly looks as though it was a second row feed. That's up to back to Hampson. He kicks it downfield, trying to catch Saints on the hop. Alan Hunt takes it. Wigan up very quick. Well, Hanley in there, second tackling. As the Wigan man had already completed the tackle. Bernard Dwyer. Certainly one in the eye for Wigan here. Saints can hold on to the slender 2 points to nil lead. Les Quirk coming in from his left wing from acting half-back position. Strong lad, they take some pulling down, same as these Iros. They use these Iros in the forwards if need be. And I'm sure Les Quirk will end up there. Phil Beavers. Lucas coming in as the second tackler. The ball's played and Roy Haggerty taking up the running. Difficult conditions, but you must say, even though it's low scoring, just 2 penalty goals to the Saints and 1 to Wigan. A fine game of rugby here at Central Park. Neil Holding with the ball. Kicks it downfield, a spinning ball. Hampson takes it easily. Running cross field, but Fieldhouse comes in, just can't get him. It's on to Kevin Iro. He gives the dummy, he comes in field. Wigan on the charge. Platt. Well, the ball's loose. Oh, no, how he can award the penalty there. The man was taken. The ball had gone. But a penalty being awarded. Wigan will go for goal, I would imagine. Saints coming in and tackling that player, and referee Carter awarded the penalty. It was tackled as he released the ball, but it's not carrying any water with referee Carter. The touch judge is still lined out. Obviously Wigan are going to run it. They're going to take a quick tap, no indication. Well, it's a toss-up whether referee Carter knows what's going on, because the touch judges are still on the touch lines. No indication had been given to them. They just have to sort yourself out here, then form your own opinions. But it's Hampson, he's going for goal. I just hope he's as successful with this one as he was with the last one. Saints are in the lead by 4 points to 2. 3 minutes of normal time remaining, and there's every possibility of a replay if Hampson kicks this goal. As I say, I just hope he fluffs it. Composing himself, lining up there. Well, he sliced it to the right again. The ball's gone directly dead. Saints are going to have to drop out from the 25. It's a pity that we just couldn't have got that in the in-goal area. Haggerty there just having a test for his drop goal if we get up to the Wigan 25. But Saints in the lead, 4 points to 2. Hampson flopping 2 penalty goals from easy positions where he should have backheeled him over. Saints very harshly penalised, which gave Hampson the chance to possibly put points on the board for Wigan. But Iros, they're coming in field, they know the urgency. Alex Murphy there is have his team G'd up, and Saints look as though they're going to march into the semi-finals of the Premiership Trophy. Inconsistent play of late, but they're certainly putting it together this afternoon. Both sets of both teams with a defensive display. Dean Bell, he's lost it. Well, offside! Offside decision that should be, with Richard Russell running through. But referee Carter, he's just he's given the knock-on forward pass or whatever he's given. But that should have been a penalty to the Saints. An offside decision there, with Russell picking the ball up from Dean Bell when he was about 3 or 4 feet in front of him. It's a Saints feed, Neil Holding to feed. Play allowed to go on. Neil Holding there, just have to take the tackle. No fancy business now from the Saints. He just got to stick hold of this ball There's about a minute of normal time remaining, just 60 seconds, denying Wigan further progress in this Premiership trophy. Stuart Evans released it to Fieldhouse, the ball onto Shane Cooper. Centre field, urgency there from the Wigan outfit. They're stretching, they're lining out. Just one penalty for offside at the line. There's Paul Farber in possession. Saints are counting down now. Well, Farber is taking a knock. Referee Carter urging him to get up and play the ball quickly. Neil Holding. Crossfield kick to touch. Tony Ido takes it well. Just about 20 seconds of normal time remaining, but it's Ido coming across to get this man down. Haggerty comes in, brings him to the ground. Phil Beavers comes in and assists. Dean Bell at dummy half. Onto Sean Wayne, in with a shoulder, but Fieldhouse brings him down. Well, 5 seconds, I make it on my watch. I don't think we've had any stoppage time. Wigan with a chip and run. Hanley there is chasing the ball. He's hacked it on, but Connolly's going to get it. No problem. Does well there, Gary Connolly. Takes it in the 25. Wigan coming over the top again. Well, Connolly writhing in agony. It was on the ground, and Hanley allowed to go in with legs and knees a-flaying. Grove from dummy half. There's the final hooter. Saints win here at Central Park. 4 points to 2, the final score. And I think Saints are going to go round and cheer the crowd, are they? Going to accept the plaudits of the crowd. It's not so often you win here at Central Park, is it? Yes. Here they come over to the main stand side. Shane Cooper leading the charge. Well, that's a fine gesture from the Saints outfit. Something that should happen more often, with the Saints applauding the public, the people that are watching them week in and week out. So a tremendous win for the Saints here today. They're going round the Central Park pitch. Alex Murphy will have a big grin on his face. And they're going to the Wigan end there, the Cop end at Wigan. Plenty of boos, but Hampson there, he failed with 2 penalty conversion kicks. It must be said Neil Holding failed with 1. That would have tied the scores up 6 points apiece if they'd have all gone there, but tremendous defensive display from the Saints, running out winners here at Central Park by 4 points to 2. Just the 2 points to 0 lead at half-time. Paul Farber penalty goal in the 15th minute. First goal, Farber's kick for a season or so. As I said, he kicked 2 at Salford, and there's Farber. He's elated, and Fieldhouse over there on the far side, just linking arms, and they're heading towards the tunnel now. But it was that Farber penalty goal that separated the sides at half-time. 2 points to 0 the score. Then in the second half, in the 11th minute, Hampson with a penalty goal, level the scores up at 2 points apiece. And then in the 24th minute of the second half, Farber slotting his second one over. So the final score here at Central Park, Wigan, is Wigan 2, Saints 4. So well, at least we have got another match after Wembley, the Premiership semi-final. Be to we don't know who our opponents will be, but on behalf of your Saints video team, Peter Tushingham photography, Brian Pears on camera, and myself, Ron Hoof, your regular commentator, I bid you farewell from Central Park, and certainly a psychological advantage for the Saints with beating Wigan here 4 points to 2 in atrocious playing conditions, atrocious weather conditions, but we just look forward to Wembley on Saturday and another tremendous game.